If you plan on purchasing The Sims 4 Life and Death or any of The Sims 4 packs, you can use my code FANTAYZIA on the EA app or thesims.com. This does directly support me and my channel, so I really do appreciate those of you guys who use my code. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Sims 4 discussion video. So I asked you guys what you want to see for 2025. I told you guys to leave your comments. I'm also going to be doing a 2025 wishlist video, but I usually do that more towards like middle to end of December. But I wanted to do something like this mid-November. So I have screenshotted a bunch of your guys' comments. Honestly, there's enough for me to do another video. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I didn't want to, screenshot like 100 comments for one video. So you guys have some great ideas. Honestly, I'm excited for 2025. I don't want to get my hopes up for anything because I really have no clue what could be coming, but I feel like there is some things that are more likely to come, and some of you guys, well, a lot of you guys do want those things. So let's go ahead and just jump straight on in to the comments. So Elaine commented, I wish we got a vacation world with hotels/resorts as an expansion pack. This seems like a somewhat easy possibility because of for rent. An update for mermaids and a refresh to get to work. They need to fix those two things. I would love them to give us a preteen stage. We need an in-between stage from child to teen. So I completely agree with all of this. I want a vacation hotels type of pack so bad, and that is something that I do believe will come in 2025, and if it doesn't, I'll be really surprised, honestly. Because yeah, I agree, it seems more possible and easier because of for rent. They've already implemented a system that would work well for hotels. They'd have to change some things and stuff like that, and I would hope they would make a resort/hotel more busy, more people walking around, stuff like that. Because I feel like sometimes the for rent apartments can feel a little lackluster, kind of dead. It's not terrible. I do feel like they did a decent job. You'll see some Sims walking around in like the shared areas, but I don't know. I feel like with hotels and resorts, they would need to up that because, Sims would be out and about doing things more. So mermaids absolutely need a refresh. Honestly, they would be my favorite occult, I think, if they were done right. I love mermaids and fairies, and so I just really hope we get fairies and they do them right, which I think they will. It's too requested. I don't see them like skimming over fairies. And a refresh for Get to Work. This has been asked for a very long time. I feel like Get to Work has so much potential, but it was the first expansion pack, so I feel like that's why we kind of feel like, oh, more could have been done here and here and here, and the Sims 3 Ambitions I do feel like was a little bit better. So I feel like they could go back and kind of rework some things, and it would be really exciting to play with again. Now, the preteen stage. I saw quite a few comments about this, and I see it all the time too, like not even on the video where I asked you guys to comment things you want. I just see it randomly. I see it everywhere. And I really feel like maybe it'll happen because we got infants. I'm not going to ramble on about it because I just did a video about preteens, but maybe 2025 will be the year. That would be really cool. I'm just more, not getting my hopes up, but more hopeful that they'll bring us these things that we've been asking for because they've announced that The Sims 5 isn't even being worked on right now, if ever, but I do believe it'll be worked on eventually. I just think there's no plans for it currently, and they just continue to, I guess, milk The Sims 4, as we all say, because that's what it feels like. But if they do it right, there's a chance they could make The Sims 4 so much better, and let's hope they go in that direction. So the next comment goes to Mystic. Just found your channel and really enjoying your content. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm glad you came across my channel. For 2025, I would really like some more pack refreshes like for Dine Out. Also, I need them to do another big swatch update. Sim on all. Okay, another big swatch update would be so nice. That was such a nice surprise. And then yes, pack refreshes, as I just talked about with the other comment, it would be so nice to see that. And for Dine Out specifically, I think that would be great. I think that would go over really well the same way it did with Spa Day. So this next comment comes from Orca Star. I would love to see scuba diving or some kind of undersea content. More diverse jobs too, ones where we can follow them to work. Yeah, I think going forward, it would be really nice if they include more and more playable careers, which they have been doing. I feel like we do get a lot more, and if they keep it that way, I just think it keeps players a lot more engaged, as long as they do them well. I feel like their Reaper career is really good. So if they keep it, you know, interactive in that sort of way, I think it goes over pretty well with the community. And then, so undersea content. Now, obviously with Island Living, we all really wanted proper scuba diving and they didn't give us that. So I don't know if that kind of just means it's out of the picture, it's not happening, or if they would go back and give us a pack that is specifically for like underwater stuff. That would be really cool. In The Sims 3, we could actually go under the water. Proper scuba diving, we could go with them. It was a really cool experience. And you know, with Island Living in The Sims 4, you can see under the water and it looks beautiful, but you can't actually go under there, right? And when they go scuba diving, it's super bland, lackluster, you're just kind of waiting there and it kind of, yeah, it really sucks. So I would be all for that. I think it would be a different experience. So this comment comes from Sim Trish, a Southern African culture world that includes safaris that aren't rabbit holes and maybe a playable career as a safari animal caretaker. This gives the chance for more ethnic hairstyles, clothing, jewelry, makeup, decor, and foods. They should really add more animals to the game and African culture. If not this, something along the lines of zoos with playable zookeeper careers. Having giraffes, zebras, elephants, lions, etc. would be really different and cool. This would be so much fun. It makes me think of a game I used to play growing up, which I don't even remember the name of, but I loved that game so much. And if they put something like that in The Sims, oh my goodness, I would be hooked. Like if they did it right, you know how this comment is, you know, listing it here, especially the safaris that aren't rabbit holes. Oh my goodness. I've seen this mentioned a lot actually for like months and months now. People really want something like this. So maybe it'll happen. Maybe it's already being considered or worked on. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that's likely? I know it would be a lot. I mean, they would have to give us a lot more animals, but it depends how they go about it. I've talked about this before when talking about a zoo pack, because I'm like, oh, there is no way they would give us all those zoo animals. But then it's like, it depends how they do it. We're not going to have these animals as pets. So if it's the type of thing where, you know, when it comes to zoos, different than safaris, but just talking about zoos here for a minute. If we have our Sims go to the zoo, a family day trip, and you see all the animals in their habitats, like, you know, we're not going and like bringing the elephant around, having it in our household. None of that would be happening. So then it's just like they kind of just need to make quote unquote fake animals as long as they're done well. Like I don't want them to just, I don't know, like sometimes the Sims will throw in little animals, like, you know, we'll see like a squirrel running around and stuff and it just looks really bad. Like there's no detail. I would hope that they'd look like the cottage living animals, but you know, you don't have them living on your lot. You can't own them, nothing like that, but you could be a zookeeper and tend to these animals, feed them, but they stay in their enclosure and, you know, so that would be really cool and a way that I feel like zoos would work. As far as safaris though, that experience would be different than zoos. And so do you think The Sims could pull that off? Because it would be a lot different. And also with that, then it's like there would need to be giraffes and stuff like roaming around. So I don't know if that would happen the way we want it to, but oh my goodness, if it did, that would be incredible. So this next comment comes from Elena. I really badly want an Into the Future pack. I was never able to play it with The Sims 3 and I always wanted it. So this is something that we've talked about too on the channel. An Into the Future pack would be so fun. I do see it happening. This is another reason where I'm like, okay, initially I didn't understand how The Sims was going to create enough content for The Sims 4 to keep it going for years still, and not even having Sims 5 like in the making yet. You know, no plans for Sims 5 as they say. Like I was just like, what else can they do? But then I'm reminded of all these things, and like especially when I'm reading through your guys' comments, all the things you want, it's like, wow, okay, we still don't have a lot, and it's like maybe they still have all this up their sleeve. The thing that worries me is like, okay, how much DLC can this game handle? Because people already deal with so much stuff going on, bugs, glitches, everything. So I don't know. It's a lot of DLC divided into different packs instead of including a bunch of things in one pack. So I don't know what state the game's going to be in by the time The Sims 4 is done. But yeah, like we don't even have Into the Future yet. And then they could do like an Into the Past pack as well. So there's like a lot of things that have not been done. And it's just crazy because you wouldn't think so with the amount of packs, but it's because they're like splitting them all up. It's like there's still so much they haven't even introduced yet. I enjoyed Into the Future in The Sims 3 more than I thought that I would because, again, it doesn't really go with my gameplay style, but it was fun. So if they do it like that, I feel like it would be so fun. And I kind of treated it as like a vacation for my Sims in a way. So this comment comes from Suki Bun. I really want water parks and hopefully way more base game updates. Yeah, base game updates, I'm all for it. And water parks, oh my god, I used to go on and on about this. I used to also go on and on about amusement parks. I don't know if anyone commented that. I don't think I screenshotted anything about that, but yeah, that used to be something that was talked about a lot, and I feel like it's not so much anymore. Water parks, again, I think is possible because they've already introduced like little things. With Growing Together, you know, we can have like a little toddler water fun park thing. But when I think water park, I'm like, oh my goodness, give me the big water slides. And they still haven't given us water slides yet. So I'm like, oh my goodness, please make a water park expansion pack and use that opportunity to give us water slides, but not just the typical ones. Let's also have the big water slides. That would be so cool. And like lazy rivers, all of that I think would be so fun. And I feel like they could introduce like different pool games with something like that. I feel like it's doable. So yeah, that would be so cool to me. Next comment comes from Yazabella. At this point, I feel like the life stages are all better than when The Sims 4 started out, apart from Child Sims. I'd love to see a really decent game or expansion that focuses on the child life stage, as I find that's the one life stage I lose interest in my Sims when playing due to the huge lack of gameplay options with them. Okay, yeah, we need a child pack. That's another thing that I think they're gonna do. I don't know if they would do a whole expansion pack, but again, I'm not even going to speak too soon because they did it for the teenagers. But what I was going to say was I feel like with kids, they would have to do a game pack because how much can they really do? Whereas I feel like there's more they can do for teenagers. So they did the whole high school years expansion pack. But I mean, they put anything in an expansion pack nowadays and we haven't even seen a game pack. And depending on how they go about it, if they do a whole kids pack focused on, you know, the ability to go to school with them, like high school years, then that's like a whole experience in itself, right? A whole new lot type, a whole new system, all of that. They could also introduce new activities for the kids. Imaginary friends, which I know some people don't want, but I want it. And then they could add a lot for the imaginary friends. Like in The Sims 3, we had the ability to make this potion. Was it a potion? I don't know. But basically you could have your imaginary friend become a real life Sim. I used to do this thing all the time when I was like really young playing The Sims 3. My child Sims would be so close with their imaginary friend, continuing up to their teenage years, still close as ever. And then I would turn them into a human Sim and then have them literally start dating. And I would be like, okay, easy boyfriend and girlfriend. Don't even gotta search for one. So that's what I used to do. Comment down below if you used to do that. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we did see a survey where they talked about, it was like my favorite survey ever with all these expansion pack ideas, which that was what really got my mind thinking about how many things they really could be planning. But one of them had to do a lot with children. And it was like summer stay away camp. And they listed all these different activities for the water and everything. And they could do that with a whole expansion pack. I would love that. So this next comment comes from Melissa K. Plays. Hi, we need more disability representation. I really need to see my Sim self in a wheelchair. I am disabled and in a wheelchair. So I think this would be incredible. We do need more representation for sure. They've been doing a better job with that. But as far as disabilities, we need to see more, guys. They've only given us little tiny things. I believe in a free base game update, we got the hearing aids, but we need so much more, so much more. I think they could make a whole pack off that. People have said that. I think that would be really nice and a lot of people would appreciate that because when it comes to wheelchairs and stuff, of course, there's going to be new animations. So I don't know if they would put that in base game, but again, they gave us infants for a free base game update and toddlers, so maybe they would. So this next comment comes from Marik or Morek. I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but this is a long one here, but I loved it. What I want to see in the coming years. I would love more pack refreshes and townie updates. I would also love a fix that makes people automatically less likely to have every accessory under the sun on them. Fixing the family tree system so my legacy trees don't get culled and look bare after a few gens. I also want cars. I would love a free time type pack that lets my Sims have more hobbies and crafts like fixing up cars, a mechanic career, pottery, sewing, etc. Maybe malls, grocery stores. One of my fave world was World Adventures. So I would love more vacation/explorer content, more worlds inspired by other places. And I don't usually go for occults, but if there was one, I would love a more alien one with world or another Sims 4 Into the Future type pack. And a preteen update. The one life stage that still feels awkward is between child and teen. And then I think I would be mostly satisfied with the Sims life stages. I also love the language barriers mod and would adore having more languages and real Sims world travel in the game. That's my long rambling list. Not a big ask at all, right? Honestly, we need all that stuff. I'd ask for all the same stuff. But yeah, we talked about preteens, honestly would be amazing. And a free time type of pack. Guys, that was one of my favorite packs in The Sims 2. And sometimes I'm like, no, they probably won't do it because they've been including some things that came with that pack in other packs. But then reading your comment here, I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. There is still a lot they could put in a free time type of pack. There's still a lot of hobbies we're missing. And we don't even have cars yet. And yeah, that little like fixer-upper car in The Sims 2. This is why I say I don't understand the argument about like, oh, cars would be useless. The world is closed. We have closed world. I don't get it. Maybe I get it coming from people who have not played The Sims 2, but like The Sims 2 had cars all along, you know, like that was just something that was always there. It was closed world. The world was even more closed than The Sims 4. So that's where I'm confused. Because it's actually more open in The Sims 4 in comparison. We have the open neighborhoods. In The Sims 2, it was very closed off, and cars still really added in that depth that I feel like is missing from The Sims 4. That immersion, watching your sim like drive out of the driveway and then drive down the road and then it goes to a loading screen. I'm sorry, but it makes a difference. And then the gameplay they gave us, the fixer-upper cars. I think you can do car woohoo as well. I don't even remember the car options. I just know it was a lot better. I also think, you know, the little things like having a school bus come and pick your kids up, that just added a lot. And I don't even know why they took it away because it's not like school buses don't exist anymore. I mean, I still see the school bus come on my street. So like, I feel like we should still have that. And then also like taxis. I feel like we should be able to call a taxi if our Sims don't own a car. We just need a lot of different transportation options in general. Malls is something I have been wanting for a really long time, as long as they do it right. So I agree with that. And then proper grocery stores. Yeah, like I don't want a grocery stand. I want to go in the grocery store like in The Sims 2. And there's like, you know, you can click on the freezer section and get freezer food. You can click on the vegetable stand, the fruit stand, and it's just all in the grocery store. And it was so much better. It wasn't even that crazy in depth. It was just a better experience. They did The Sims 2 right in like every way. But yeah, I love everything in your comment. I know some things we've talked about, like, you know, into the future and all that. But this next one goes to Ember. I feel like I'm the only one who wants this, but I would so love to get a superhero expansion pack. So I wanted to include this comment more so for the reason of I want you guys to comment down below if you would want a superhero pack. Was this not mentioned on a recent survey? I have some sort of memory of that on a survey. So I do think this would be fun, not like on the top of my list. I could obviously live without it. It's not something I would ask for, but reading this comment, I was like, you know, that would be fun and different and just interesting. This next one comes from Rose Mallow. It would be great to see strollers and pacifiers for infants, an elders pack with retirement homes and assisted living homes, a get to work refresh with maybe unlocked clinics and more medical stuff would be awesome for storytelling and gameplay. A game pack inspired by West Africa maybe, and a pack inspired by North Africa and the Middle East. A transit system would be cool even if it's a rabbit hole. So yeah, the whole transit thing. As we talked about, I think that would be great. Strollers and pacifiers for the infants. I don't know how we still don't have that. I don't know how they didn't introduce it with growing together. And now even with life and death, that was like another good pack it could have been included in because, you know, it kind of has a little bit for the life stages, just living life in general. So I feel like they could have kind of squeezed it in there, but they didn't. And it's really weird that we don't have strollers. It's just weird. Pacifiers though, I think are coming in a free update. I feel like they very much teased us. There was a newsletter that was sent out, and in the photo, there was a pacifier in the toddler's mouth, but then we still haven't received them. And I'm talking like functional pacifiers, so I really hope they would give us that. An elders pack, even just with getting life and death, I do still think they could do that. Because yeah, they didn't include some things like that. Retirement, assisted living. I never thought about the idea of clinics for a get to work refresh. I think that would be incredible too. And then all those worlds, yeah, we need to see more different worlds. Definitely. We have some great ones, but then there's some where they kind of look similar to one another or they're like from the same area. So this last comment goes to that Cora stan. I have been watching your videos forever and they're always so great. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. What I want for 2025 is definitely fairies, but also better mermaids because I personally love mermaids, but they feel so lackluster in The Sims 4. Mermaids barely ever get any game or representation and people are only just now starting to make mermaids based games. Okay, so yeah, mermaids have been mentioned a couple times, so I wholeheartedly agree with this. They need to fix the mermaids. Again, the fact that The Sims 4 is not having this time limit now. It's not wrapping up even after 10 years. I do believe they'll go back and fix these sort of things. So that is all the comments that I have for you guys today. Like I said, there is so much more. If you guys want to see another video, let me know. If you did not see my video where I told you guys to leave comments about what you want to see, it's on my video titled End of Year Content in The Sims 4. It was recent. I just posted it like this week. So if you guys want to go to that video, even if you don't want to watch it, just to leave a comment, I might do another video with more comments. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Of course, you can just comment down below what you want to see on this video too. You don't even have to go to the other video. I'll just be looking through comments. I'm always looking through comments, even when I don't get a chance to reply. I'm always looking through them, saving things for future videos, all of that. So trust me, your guys' comments do get read and I appreciate every single one of them. So with that, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you guys are having an amazing day and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys. Simple.